Don't touch that dial, because you've come to Mercy TV Live, your medical cannabis call-in show. Greetings, my name is Perry, and with Sonny, we'll be hosting this segment of MTV Live. Tonight, we've got good news. First, we want to talk about how there's now 17 states that there's medical cannabis in. Connecticut can be added to the list. More work for us. I got to go ahead and update our web pages now, with especially our USA page, to add that to it. The short of it is that they have a system there that the state is going to provide the medicine for them. The folks aren't allowed to set up grows like they are here in Oregon, and they will have a dispensary system or process in place, and they are going to go ahead with that in spite of the federal threats. So we will all be looking to see how that pans out. Also, Washington, D.C. has set up their their whole system, in fact, including dispensaries, and there's been 6 selected to be able to grow medical cannabis in the nation's capital. So a couple of interesting developments happening there, and we'll certainly keep folks praised of them, particularly where we can apply something to here in the state of Oregon, because dispensaries is just one of the things that we need to help make happen here.
Well, you know, it's great, you guys. These are the things that are happening, and we all need to stay on it. The reason we have to is because us patients, the people that really need this, everybody, I think, can use cannabis, Perry.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody, there's always this, well, the medicinal people and the legalizers and this fight between people and people. Everybody is people. It shouldn't be a fight between legalizers and medical patients.
Right.
Every day, people come in and give us this problem, and it's a problem because we're all humans, we're all brothers and sisters. We don't need to fight over who should be able to use this good medicine. If you need the good medicine, you should be able to use it, whether you're sick or not. Today, you need it. Tomorrow, you might not need it. You know, and everybody is making it an issue and wasting time fighting on all of that instead of taking care of the business. You know, what we are doing really is making sure everybody knows that cannabis is an alternative medicine, and that you guys, if you don't know about it, you should look up on the website, because we have so much information that you can find out if you don't already know. It's like PTSD.
Right.
We need help. Everybody out there, all the people comes through the office. PTSD is one of the major conditions that people are dealing with.
Right. We hear it a lot. A number of folks, a high percentage, have the unfortunate circumstance of being affected by it. In some cases, they have a qualifying condition as well. PTSD in and of itself is not a qualifying condition, but in some cases they have pain or they have nausea from medications for the PTSD, both of which are qualifying conditions, but in some cases they don't, and their only defense is the affirmative defense that they would have in court if they ended up there, but they still go through the process of going to court, and certainly isn't as good as having PTSD on the list of qualifying conditions.
Well, and we want to get this changed so everybody has this opportunity that has PTSD to use cannabis and, you know, not have all the problems, because we're hearing a lot of people getting in trouble. They're all in trouble with the law about using cannabis, and it shouldn't be happening.
Well, folks suffering from it shouldn't have to worry about law enforcement in addition to everything else that they've got going on.
Well, and we'd like to get some help. We're trying to get it done. If somebody could help us, please come by the office. We're open Monday through Friday, 12 to 6. Everybody at the center is a patient. Everybody's a volunteer. We're trying to make it happen. The office.
Right.
We're not in that big office in the front. We moved to the little office in the back. You know.
Right. Plus, another thing, the Wednesday night meeting is going to be moving to Tuesdays. There's a card club that's going to be meeting on the place on Wednesdays. So there's another change that's happening. You know, we get these things all up on the web, but mostly folks can come by, again, noon to 6, Monday through Friday, get the latest information, get the latest Oregon Cannabis Connection with news about the Connecticut and other things that are happening around the nation and indeed around the world.
Well, yeah, and everybody needs a doctor. Everybody needs some medicine.
Right.
Everybody needs a plant. It's time to get the plants in the ground.
Where do they get them? Yeah.
All of that. And does everybody that comes in, they act like they don't know that the dispensary law didn't pass.
Right.
But yet when you talk to them and break down the story, yeah, they know it did pass or it didn't pass and it's illegal, but they're going to go do it. Well, it's all cool. It's all cool. I just hate to see the people that get dragged down, because then they come to us and go, well, can you help me?
Well, I think it's a matter of education. We need to educate the media who keeps using the verbiage. Prohibitionists are going to keep using that phrase to describe, anybody who's trying to network medicine, mostly for its derogatory connotations. There's some places that are trying to be dispensaries, even though it's not, covered by OMA. What happens is that they're liable to get raided by the people. They're not, they don't even bother with the feds. There's a couple of cases just recently decided. Serene Dreams up there in Washington County was decided. Oh, I think we have a call. Yes, caller. Go ahead. Caller?
Hello, caller. Are you there?
Come in, caller.
Nope, guess not. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes when you call in,
try again.
You have to call again because they do.
Oh, here we go. Yes, caller.
They are. How are you?
Can you hear us, caller? Don't be shy. Go ahead.
Yes.
Well, there's somebody out there.
All right.
Oh, well, hopefully they can hear us.
Thank you.
Hello?
Well, hello. Can you hear us, caller?
Nope. Doesn't sound like it.
Okay, well, we'll work these out and
get back to you later. Try again next time on CCTV Mercy Live, Friday night at 7 o'clock. We're here every Friday night. Give us a call.
Keep on trying. And again, folks can always reach us through the web at mercycenters.org. Send us an email too. And we'll be certain to get those questions and answers out here to you folks on the TV there. So we were saying, the Mercy Center is about helping folks with their, we're back. Okay, caller. Let's give it another try there. Caller?
Ah, that's so nice.
Can you hear us, caller?
Yes, we can. Contact has been made. Thank you so much.
Hello, caller.
What are you doing there, Edgar? What's going on?
Hey, we have contact with the caller. Is
what's your
this a
question?
live one?
I'm not sure the caller can hear us. No. So, anyway.
Must be something wrong with the phone system.
I'm sure they'll have it worked out in no time. Undoubtedly, our caller was going to ask about the things that we do there at the Mercy Center, the helping folks to find medicine now. Well, first off, get their card. Well, before that, educate your doc,
Well, yeah, because a lot of people, you don't need to go see a clinic doctor. You need to talk to your doctor about cannabis and that you've looked into it and that you've researched it and it does all these things and you don't want to take the pills that are making you so sick. We, as the patients, know how sick and tired we get of taking the pills.
I think we have another caller.
Hey, caller, go ahead.
There you go. Hey, how are you guys doing?
Okay,
There's the caller. Hey, caller, how are you doing? Can we answer any questions for you tonight?
Yeah, this guy Edgar, he told me you guys were moving your meeting nights or something.
That's
Is that
correct.
true?
This
Yes,
is
sir.
true to Tuesday nights because, they got the drive-in thing happening with the cruise-in and all those cars going to be there. So every summer we'll move it to Tuesday night to accommodate our neighbors,
Right, but it's the same bat time. So Tuesday at 7.
Okay.
And it's at
All right.
suite number 150 there next to the Arctic Circle.
All right.
All right. Thanks for calling.
Thank you. See you then.
Right.
Thank
Spread
you.
the word. Okay.
Very nice. See, we got to let everybody know. Most people that been coming, they know every summer they have the cruise in, so then we got to change the meeting to the Tuesday night thing,
Right.
so they have the Wednesday night, you know.
And it's important that we keep trying to do something, because some of the other issues that we help folks with, matching patients to growers and then helping folks to get to grow themselves, well, and making that decision, you know, which one they're going to go with.
Well, and that's the thing I heard this week. I have no place to grow. I don't know nothing about growing, and I'm really not medically able to grow.
Right.
Well, that's fine, because all these people that are coming down to the place, they want to help.
Sure.
Well, because they already are helping some people. you
Well,
know.
and other things too. One chap had some electrical issues. We were able to network somebody who had the expertise, you know, to that guy, and now he's back, you know, going again. So
This is what we do at the Mercy Center. We're all patients. We're all patients helping patients. We're a nonprofit. We're open Monday through Friday, 12 to 6. We can get you to a doctor if you need it. It would be better if you talk to your doctor and try to work with your doctor,
right.
because your doctor will sign, and it won't cost you the money that it does at a clinic.
You know, and it's as simple as educating your doc that, you know, the docs don't prescribe in Oregon. The docs in Oregon just, you know, say that, yes, this person has this condition. And then another thing we hear is the doc doesn't want to prescribe smoke medicine, you know, and smoking is not the only way. It's the vaporizing and
the
baked
baked goods and
so.
Well, because you can do so much with it. You guys, it depends on you, the patient, what you can tolerate. You just have to figure out what you can tolerate. If you can only do a couple drops of tincture under your tongue, you just go like that, under your tongue, a couple drops, and you start getting some relief. And every little bit, so often, take a couple drops, and pretty soon you feel, wow, all those issues that you were having have subsided a lot. You're not taking all the pills, because you'll realize, man, I'm getting so sick from some of these pills.
Yeah.
And because that's one of the side effects.
Right.
And these people, us patients, deal with that. And it's not necessary, you guys.
It just starts a vicious circle that, you know, ends up with you not sleeping, not eating, exhausted through the day, not getting anything done, not sleeping at night again, and so forth. And it helps break that vicious cycle.
Well, us patients, we live. We live. Yes, we have a question.
Okay, the other day, last week, I made an appointment with my doctor, a consultation. I use cannabis healing oil for my carpal tunnel in both my wrists and my arm and my lower back. I went and seen my doctor. I only see her once a year to renew my card. This is in the middle of the year, and I brought the healing oil, a few different copies of the Cannabis Connections down to her, and I told her that the healing oil is helping to relieve the pain from the carpal tunnel.
Very nice.
Okay.
Very good.
So she did take the Cannabis Connections to read the different articles and recipes that are in there.
Well, and that's good that you bring that up. What he's referring to is Oregon Cannabis Connection. And this is a very good paper for all your cannabis needs. Do you need to find anything out in the state? It's got things everywhere around the state, numbers, websites, and if they don't got it, you can call them and they'll look for you. Good people, they can get you. You want advertising? Put your stuff in there and get it advertised. This is, if you see it, if you'd like to have some. If you'd like to have some of these, let us know. We can get you some.
If you'd like a bundle delivered to your store, organization, or place of business there, yeah, let us know. We'll make sure that when some gets there and they get out onto the streets and do the most good. You know, what the something about the person was speaking there about the talking to their doctor, but making sure that he's got the chart notes documenting his condition. If your doc won't sign for you, if he's with a group or clinic that, you know, has a moratorium on him, they get federal money or some nonsense there, then you definitely want to still work with your doc to get good sets of records, good chart notes to then go to one of the clinics or another doc who will sign. But that's the important thing, to make sure they note because we had somebody contact us on fibromyalgia, which is a whole body pain experience. And the fibromyalgia itself, wasn't the qualifying condition, but the pain from it. So they had to make sure that the doc noted pain from fibromyalgia. So,
well, and these are the things. If you have a card now and you haven't seen a doctor and your expiration date is coming up, you're going to need to see a doctor again. You're going to need to see a doctor again to show that your condition still exists. So when you go to the clinic doctor, they have a record that shows that in that past year you've seen somebody, because that's what they want to see. They want to see that your condition exists, and then they're going to sign off on that and keep your card going. If you haven't got a card, then these are the records that you need. They're called chart notes. Those chart notes will allow you to get your medical cannabis card. You need 3 of them. You bring those to the office, we get them to the doctor, and the doctor will call you up for an appointment. It's very simple. It's always a lot of headache getting your chart notes, because they can be over a few year period or whatever. They just can't be old. If they're old, you could have one from this year, one from last year, one from the previous year. But they all have to be, like about your neck or about your back, about your nausea.
Well, again, the qualifying condition, be it cancer, AIDS, seizures, spasticity, all those things. The list, that we have it flashing on the tube. And again, folks can visit us on the web, www.mercycenters.org for the complete list, more information by list on specifically how the cannabis works. And there you're talking about the application methods too. Our guest there, our studio member, was talking about the application of the oil, the cannabis oil, and then in that case was the topical or applied on the skin. This is done a number of different conditions where folks have had a skin injury, abrasions, cuts, burns, things of that nature, or if there's something relative to it, something just under the skin, joint pains, things like that. The oils, balms, creams, things that, again, applied topically.
Well, and the relief that you will get from these oils that we're talking about are amazing. And you know what? That's what we need, is the relief.
Yeah, we have a call?
We have a caller.
All
Go
right.
ahead, caller.
Hello?
Yes,
Hello.
caller, go ahead.
Yes, I was watching the show and heard about Medicate, and that they weren't going to allow the patients to grow their own medicine.
That's correct. They set it up so there's going to be up to 10 organizations or businesses allowed to grow for the dispensaries.
Well, in a way that's good, but really in a way that's bad, because then it's back to you don't know who's growing the medicine and what's being put in it. So as an organ patient and as an organ voter, I would like to get out there that to all the other voters and patients that we don't lose our right as to be our own growers. So everybody get out there and vote.
Right on. Good point.
That's a very good point. You guys, we need to make sure, if you're paying attention to any of these laws that are going on with these other states, they're all doing other things. That's one of the most important things that we can do, is keep that going for us.
Well, because we, last legislative session, we saw a bill put forth by the prohibitionists, and it was basically to say that the state was going to do the growing and take away the home grow rights. So the caller is right on in being concerned about that, and we need to be aware and watch the legislation and make sure that any dispensary bill that comes through doesn't take away that as a consequence.
Cool. Well, thanks, guys. You do a good job.
Well, thank you, caller.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
What is a very good call. Another thing, the alternative medicine that we got for patients is very important. A lot of people only have heard bad about cannabis, and literally, cannabis is good for everybody. And you know what? It's all lies that you've heard. Everybody, if you're sick if you're taking handfuls of pills, you're going to doctors, look into it. Look on the internet. You can look on the website. You can do anything, but the main thing is this: you can have a better quality of life with cannabis. Everybody that's sick that you meet at the Mercy Center, they'll tell you, this was my last resort. This ain't like the first thing they did was to go smoke a bowl and eat a cookie or eat a pancake because they want to get high. It's their last resort. Yes, we have a question.
Question from the audience, yes.
What you guys are saying is incredibly educational, and I really appreciate that. I was wondering why you have such terrible financial problems when what you're doing is so good for us. Can you answer that?
Good question. I guess that being educational is not that profitable. It's hard times, and we're sure a lot of folks are not able to give as they'd like. I know that if folks are setting up their gardens, then that's not a cheap proposal. But a lot of folks are out there wasting their funding, going on the black market and other areas, trying to network to medicine. When it'd be much better for them.
That is terrible. That is terrible because we would prefer others to work together, because you know what? The guy that was in here earlier, that is a patient and a grower, we know his medicine. We've smoked his medicine. It ain't bad. All these other people where they're going and buying, and who knows where it's coming and going, that's what our concern is, because the people that we're talking about tonight, learning that cannabis is a good medicine, an alternative medicine for them, that's one of their concern, is where that's coming from and what's being used to grow it. Well, we don't want, it's more of a personal thing, rather than making it a commercial thing.
Right.
And that's what we want, Yes, ma'am.
Well, I was just wondering, do you think that if marijuana is legalized, that the quality of the strains, and will they become merged or somehow less potent and pleasant than they can be these days?
No, I think that the medical cannabis community, the folks are going to keep self-researching and keep seeking out the strains that works for them, and at the same time, they'll get to be able to do some more research. Once we end the war, we're going to be able to know for certain, be able to splice out the different elements, because they're, of the 100 or so elements there, we've only got a handful identified and measured, and now we're trying to tie them to the various effects on the conditions and symptoms and things. So, no, I think we're actually going to know more and be able to do more with what we have, rather than lose the strain. So,
well, since you're an educational place, apparently, it seems to me that you ought to be able to get some grant money or something. It seems, somehow, even though...
we've tried before. We are still trying. It's an ongoing thing. The main thing, unfortunately for us, was getting a 501c3, or federal nonprofit status. Most organizations need or want to do that, because then the money that they give, they can write off on their taxes, as it were. So that's a deterrent, not being 501c3, not being able to go to that. But we'll continue to, we're a nonprofit at the state level, and we're going to continue to operate as that way, and try to seek the support and hopefully funding too, to keep our programs and services going.
Well, it's like the PTSD. It's a very good program that needs to be addressed, you guys.
For that,
And
you know, if we
need
do
to
get
do
funding,
it.
it would go towards the campaign and not really go toward the organization and stuff like
Right.
that. So,
Well, no, but
that's
we'd
just
have
one
more
example,
people
so.
getting involved with it. It's something that needs to be worked on daily. People got to make
Right.
calls.
Yeah.
People got to go see people and talk to people. But the idea is, if we're going to get it done, us patients have to do
Right.
it. And what does it mean? Well, it means there's a whole lot of brothers and sisters out here that got PTSD, that are dealing with it all day, every day. And you know what? They're going to get some help.
Right, especially they come down to the center, talk with the folks there, network to other folks going through the same thing. That's the main thing. It's, you know, being networked with other folks in the same situation, and, you know that you're not alone.
That's what we got going on at the Mercy Center. You know, if you've heard about cannabis, we have a lot of information for you about it, about the conditions, about the uses, about the butters, the oils, the tinctures, the different strains. How can we help you answer those questions? Come by. You know, there's a lot of people down there. Everybody's a patient. They're all volunteers. And the main thing is this: you not knowing what you want to do, you not knowing what you're going to do, how you're going to get it done is fine. Everybody is all patients.
Right.
Everybody's just trying to help the next one that comes through the door.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Come on
So-
down. Don't be afraid. There's no wrong, stupid questions there. You know, that, folks coming down all the time, I like to buy some pot, how much is it going to cost, things like that. We can't tell you because we're not selling it there. So what might cost you on the street? I don't know. You find out. When you get tired of putting it in the black hole that is the street market there, come to Mercy and help us to help you. And I think to see a much better result, much better return on your monies there.
Well, and that's a nice way to put it, because there's a lot of people in this area that are suffering with a lot of different conditions that cannabis helps. If you can help us help somebody else, do it. If you need help, we can help you. Everything revolves around this, that we have cannabis, that we have some knowledge that we can vaporize with it.
Right.
You can use hot air. A lot of doctors didn't know about vaporizing. Talk to your doctor about vaporizing. If you talk to your doctor about vaporizing cannabis and telling him about the hot air that is vaporizing, he will understand and be more willing to let you use cannabis. And that's the information that we're trying to get across here, because you have to tell your doctor what's going on with you. And once you tell him, hey, I'm not really smoking it. In fact, I'm eating a little bit. I use this vaporizer, which is hot air. He's going to be going, wow, you're taking the initiative. You're doing all these things. You're going through the research that it takes to do good for you with this alternative medicine. And that's what we need to do, is tell everybody how you can accomplish that.
Right.
Because once you find that out, man, then you want to go tell your neighbor and your next neighbor, well, because you want them to have all that good information.
So, all right, get out there and spread the good news. And bring them back here next Friday, 7 p.m., where we'll see you and spread the word.
All right.
Thanks, Sonny, for helping out here.
Thank you, Perry.
Thanks all our crew. Thanks to our audience here.
Thank you, CCTV. They rock.
We'll see you next time on Mercy Live. Don't
Hey.
forget, tell your friends. Tell your enemies.
Come on back.
What have you got to
We'll
lose?
be here.
Bye now.
You want to say anything before I turn it off, Glenn?
Yes, good night.
Good night. God bless you all, every single one of you.